What a nice roundup of this year's Vesalius schedule. It was very interesting to see the discussions this afternoon. I'm tempted to say that the popular vote is now in, and now we are going to see the government's take on the results of this election. Recent experience has shown us that there might be differences in perspectives regarding that. To give you a little bit of background, surgeon Andreas Vesalius not only revolutionized anatomy when he published De Humanis Corpore Fabrica in 1543, his work also took typography and illustration to a new level, laying the foundation for an entirely new view on the human body for many generations to come. Fast forward to early 2020, we felt health sciences publishing was ready for a new revolution. The movement towards open research and the increased use of digital technologies in healthcare are fundamentally changing the way researchers, doctors, and patients create and consume knowledge. Before we discuss the two runners-up and the winner, I want to take a moment to say thanks to the participating startups that have gone to great lengths presenting their ideas to us and discussing them. As it goes with awards, not all of you can be on the pedestal today, but we sure appreciated each and every one of you being on this journey. Thanks to the fabulous members of the advisory board that not only acted as judges, but also as mentors of the startups in the final round. Your commitment deserves our huge compliments. To my Karger colleagues, Sylvan, Stephanie, Nadine, and Mark, who gladly and bravely accepted the challenge of bringing the Vesalius Innovation Award to life from a mere idea. And to STM for hosting us today. In fact, I could think of no better, more appropriate forum for our award ceremony. Last but not least, thanks to our sponsor Enago and our presenting sponsor TNQ. Both companies are precious business partners of Karger's. They not only supported the Vesalius Innovation Award financially, but also gave valuable input along the way. Many thanks. I'd now like to invite Abhigan Arun, CEO of TNQ, to say a few words. Abhi, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Daniel. This award is meant to recognize upcoming companies in the field of publishing with a focus on health sciences. It is very relevant today when the publishing industry is going through a phase of transformation and disruption led by the evolution of technology. To identify, promote, mentor, and financially support young organizations that can be a catalyst to the disruption is a commendable initiative by Karger Press through the Vesalius Innovation Awards. TNQ is a 22-year-old, 3,000 people strong organization that has been serving science, technology, and medicine publishers of journals and books across Europe and North America, including Karger Press. Apart from the core production services of copy editing, typesetting, etc., we are very proud of our product portfolio, and we also identify ourselves as a company that uses technology to disrupt the publishing value chain. Proof Central and Page Central, our flagship products, have transformed the way proofing and pagination happens over the last 10 years and have been used by millions of researchers across the world. Our most recent investment is in Smart Central, which is a machine learning-based microservices platform that provides very high precision APIs that will allow publishers to transform their publishing process whilst retaining complete control of it. There is another identity of TNQ which we are most proud of. We work very closely with some of the most prestigious life sciences societies and consider health science to be our strength. Almost 10 years ago, we instituted an annual lecture series along with CellPress, which is now called the TNQ Distinguished Lecture Series in Life Sciences. As you can see, we have some eminent speakers, many of whom are Nobel Prize winners, including last year's speaker, Professor Venki Ramakrishnan. The intention of this award comes from our desire to promote life science studies in India and provide young researchers a platform to meet and interact with such eminent scientists and be inspired by their life journey. The speaker for our 2022 lecture is Professor Jennifer Doudna, the Nobel Prize winner this year for her discovery of the CRISPR-Cas9 technique of gene editing. Along with this lecture, we also run the Inspiring Science Awards for the best published paper in life sciences, again designed to recognize young researchers from India. We have also worked with Professor Ron Whale, the current chair of the Janelia campus of HHMI, to develop an online resource for biology the content of which has been written by some of the most well-known people in the field of biology. Explore Biology, or XBio, presents biology as a detective work and focuses on the process of science, and will be delivered free to young students of biology across the world. Our love for health science and our desire to promote research and support young researchers, coupled with our partnership with Karger Press, has led us to be the presenting sponsor of this Vesalius Awards. Thank you, Daniel, for letting TNQ be a part of this award, and congratulations to the entire Karger team for this wonderful initiative. And finally, congratulations to all the finalists, and best wishes for your future. Thank you.
Many thanks again, Abi and TNQ, for being part of this. This year, the Vesalius Innovation Award will go to 3 startups in total, 2 runners-up and 1 winner. Suspense is rising. Can I ask the startups to turn on their cameras, please? I will now announce the 2 runners-up. They will, by the way, get these very nice 3D printed trophies. We had thought about sending just the files over to you so you could print your own, but we will just stay with a more classical delivery for this year. So the runners-up in the Vesalius Innovation Award 2020 are Scite AI and Scholarcy. Congratulations.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Let's hear what led the advisory board to their decision. The laudations will be delivered by Oliver Wren of ETH Zurich and Phil Jones of More Brains Consulting, which I think is a new venture of his, for which I certainly wish him and his colleagues all the best. Phil, you can kick in without further ado after Oliver. We're going to start with Oliver. Please go ahead.
So it's my great pleasure to introduce the first runner-up of the newly established Vesalius Innovation Award, which is Scite, a Brooklyn-based startup. Scientific publishing has a very long history of 350 years, and it's remarkable that the process of scholarly communication and scientific publishing is part of it, has not very much changed over this long period of time. However, one thing did change a lot, and the number of researchers is steadily increasing, as well as their productivity. According to the database dimensions, 3 million papers were published in 2010. 10 years later, in 2020, we can expect 6 million papers. The doubling clearly shows that the challenge that the reader faces is a problem that the day still is limited to 24 hours. We were extremely pleased that we received such a high number of applications for the Vesalius Award from many exciting startups, and many of them aim to tackle the problem of information overload and subsequently improve learning. Among those startups is Scite, our first runner-up. And like other successful companies in the information business, also this company has been founded by a scientist, a former cancer researcher. Scite has been built to make science and scholarly communication more reliable, and we all know that is more important than ever. Science allows anyone to see if a scientific article has been supported or contradicted by another researcher. Scite employs deep learning in order to automatically extract and analyze hundreds of millions of citation statements from scientific articles with more than 27 million in full text. Among other exciting tools and sophisticated features, Scite provides an easy-to-use browser extension that indicates whether an article has been disputed, proved, or just mentioned. And of course, scientists, luckily, still tend to be polite to each other, avoiding bold language, which makes it difficult to balance between recall and precision. But already seeing citation mentions in context is very helpful, as I could learn from my own papers retrospectively. Scite has already an impressive list of partners, both in publishing and commercial research. We are confident that Scite AI is looking towards a bright future. It tackles an important problem, so congratulations to Scite and Josh, the CEO of Scite.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you, Oliver, and so thank you everybody for sticking around for the Innovations Award. I know it's not quite the same as a fancy awards dinner, but I'm sure you'll agree there are some aspects of this that are even more useful, like the ability for people to come from all over the world. So welcome, everybody. It's my job to talk now a little bit about the journey that we've had through the mentorship program with our second runner-up, Scholarcy. I had heard of Scholarcy myself before I began working with them through the Vesalius Awards, as I'm sure some of you else in the audience have as well. For those who are unfamiliar, the story begins like many innovative scholarly communication startup with a frustrated PhD student who needed a better way to do something. In this case, Phil Gooch needed a way to quickly synthesize and understand the key ideas contained within a research article. No person, of course, works alone, so he was joined by co-founder Emma Warren-Jones, who's an edtech and scholarly publishing leader with a history of bringing business and product innovations to life. I'm sure that anybody who's been a researcher can identify with Phil's core problem of information overload. I certainly know that I can. The pace at which articles are published today make it almost impossible to keep up with the latest developments, even in the most specialist and esoteric of fields. Scholarcy makes it easier to keep up, or for somebody looking to learn about a new field, it accelerates the process of getting up to speed. It does this by generating not abstracts, but summaries of research articles in the form of digital flashcards that are broken down by key concepts, details, and findings that are drawn out to make the article easy to digest and quick to mentally process. Critically for me, Scholarcy presents the sentences and phrases that contain the key ideas in context, so it's easy and quick for the researcher to make an independent judgment about the work and its implications. Working with Emma and Phil over the past few months has been an extremely interesting and enjoyable experience. Along with my fellow mentor, Dr. Oliver Wren, who you've just heard from, we've watched Scholarcy expand and clarify their use cases, develop new product strategies, and grow their customer base, which shows just how powerful and versatile the core technology actually is. From use cases for academics, librarians, and publishers to research management, commercial technology transfer, policy, and even journalism, the story of this technology and the company, I think, is only just beginning. I, for one, am looking forward to seeing more from Scholarcy. I'm excited to see how they develop as a company and how their products will create efficiencies, solve problems, and improve quality of life. Now, I don't say this last thing lightly because colleagues of mine will attest I'm very choosy about the sorts of tools I use in my own workflows, but I myself am looking forward to finding more ways to make use of Scholarcy in my own work. And with that, I'll hand you back to Daniel.
Thank you very much, Oliver and Phil, and congratulations again to the runners-up. At the outset, the odds of a participating startup winning the Vesalius Innovation Award were very small, only a few percent. Now it's already 33% for the startups that are already in the race. And so we now have a winner, or to announce a winner, a startup that convinced the advisory board that indeed its odds of sparking a revolution were the highest because of their ideas, their implementation plans, and proof of implementation, and first and foremost, their people. And so it is my great honor to announce the winner of the 2020 Vesalius Innovation Award, Magma Learning.
Thanks, great.
I will now be handing over to Gabriela Karger, who is the chairwoman of the board in Karger. Gabriela, would you please let us know why the advisory board elected Magma Learning?
Thank you, Daniel. First of all, congratulations to Magma Learning, to the CEO, Maxime, and his team. Also, in the name of the whole advisory board, especially your main advisor, Dr. Diana Twicton, and from my side. Magma Learning improves the way we create and integrate knowledge. Its artificial intelligence tutor, RE9000, summarizes any scientific content. In the next step, the tool creates a personalized learning process by generating a series of questions in natural language. Solving fun puzzles about key concepts of different courses support learning in a new way. It was a real pleasure to mentor Maxime and his team during the Vesalius Innovation Award process. They were extremely competent and focused. A robust business plan makes the advisory board believe that Magma Learning will quickly find partners in publishing and customers from medical schools to health science institutions, professional societies, and patient advocacy organizations, to pharma companies and other industries interested in personalized learning. Magma Learning innovation is contributing strongly to knowledge graphs, which are becoming one of the latest strategic business developments across many industries, particularly in pharma and health science companies. Knowledge graphs, and especially those of Magma Learning, are also becoming increasingly important for telemedicine, which has gained importance in these special times of corona pandemic. Creating educational content is a lot of effort. To do it with Magma Learning is very intriguing. The learning experience of Magma Learning is fun, as one can get it in a very playful way. The visualization of the learning success stimulates the pupil to stay tuned. Education is also a strategic competence of Karger Publishers. We look forward to accompanying Magma Learning and to be accompanied by them on the journey to support any learner to get better results of their studies. A quote from Louis Pasteur, the French biologist, microbiologist, and chemist, renowned for his discoveries of the principles of vaccinations, goes, "Chance favors only the prepared mind." And this is exactly what Magma Learning does. Again, congratulations from Karger Publisher and all advisor of the Vesalius Innovation Award. Thank you, Daniel.
Many thanks, Gabi. So, Maxime, what do you say?
Yeah, we're absolutely thrilled. That's fantastic. So thank you to everyone involved. Thank you, Gabriela, for your kind words. And also thanks to Diana. I don't know if she's here. I haven't seen her, but she was an extremely efficient and useful mentor throughout the whole process. So she was a great mentor. Also the innovation team, Sylvain, Mark, Stephanie, Matthias, and everybody I'm forgetting. This was a great contest to be part of, extremely well organized. So thanks everybody. And I think, Karger Publishers, of course, is an honorable institution with 130 years today. So it has a strong tradition, but at the same time, it's able to innovate and create this kind of event, which is a fantastic proof of youth in a sense. And so I think, it's a fantastic event that has been launched, and I wish many other editions of this Vesalius Award for the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Maxime. I'll get back to that in a second. Congratulations again. So that takes us to the end of the ceremony, and alluding to what Maxime just said, after the award is before the award. I'm happy to announce that there will indeed be a 2021 edition of the Vesalius Innovation Award. We're currently working on the organization and timings, so please stay tuned at our website, karger.com/VIA, VIA for Vesalius Innovation Award, or get in touch with us if you'd like to become involved as a partner, as a sponsor, or in any other role you can imagine. And finally, thanks again to STM for hosting us today, and to all of you watching for being here.